calculating sales tax. So sales tax, of course, is a tax on anything that you purchase, and it's a percentage of on the dollar of an item that you purchase. It's usually around 8% or so, but it varies by state. In this situation, we have Noah purchased products from a nursery from his yard. The table shows his purchases and the prices. The sales tax rate is 7.5%, so that's the rate we're going to be dealing with. Find the total cost of his purchase, including tax. So he bought some flowers here. We have roses, orchids, sunflowers. This was the unit price right here, so that's how much per flower he paid. This is the number, how many of each flower he bought. The subtotal is how much he paid before tax. What we need to figure out for Noah is how much did he pay in tax, and then from there, how did that change the total from his subtotal that he had. So I'm going to back up and wipe some of that away, and we'll knock that out real quick. So solving for sales tax is pretty straightforward. I'll shrink this a little bit, and we'll do roses real quick. We're going to look at the subtotal right here, and his subtotal was $12.50, and we're basically just going to multiply that by the tax, the percentage, his tax rate, I should say, which is 7.5%. So if we have 7.5%, what we want to do is turn it into a decimal. That's 2 places to the left. So it's 0.075. So we would multiply this by 0.075, and this will give us how much he'll need to pay in taxes, and then we can add that to the subtotal. So let's multiply this out real quick. First thing I want to do is get my decimals over here, so I make sure I get this right at the end with my place value, 3 places there. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25, so I'll put a 5, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. I'm done with the 5, so I can put a 0 there. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to wipe those away. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 5 is 35, so I put a 5, carry the 3. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17. Once we add the 3, carry the 1. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. I can actually stop there because my next multiplication was going to be 0, so I just get a row of zeros, and that's really going to change my answer. So now I just need to add this up. 0 and 0 is 0. 5 and 0 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. I'm going to carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. I've got to remember to bring my decimal back. I need to come back 5 places. So I'm here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is actually going to be this long decimal, but we can really just round it, round that hundredth off right there, and just the 2 decimal places. So the 7 here can turn that into 0.94 or 94 cents. So the tax Noah is going to pay on the roses he purchased is 94 cents. So how will that affect the total right here? Well, we're going to take the subtotal, which is $12.50, and we're just going to add the 94 cents to that. And we're just adding decimals here. So we just line up the decimals. We don't need to move anything. We bring the decimal straight down, and we just add. 0 and 4 is 4. 9 and 5 is 14. I'm going to carry the 1. 2 and 1 is 3, and I bring down the 1. So the total for at least the roses is $13.44. The tax was 94 cents. So this is how you find out the tax. Just use the rate and then add it to the subtotal to get the grand total. So I want you to try to do orchids. You can pause the video and see if you can work that out. Start with a subtotal of $34.95, and you can multiply that by the 0.075. Add it to the subtotal and see what you get, and then unpause it and see if you did it correctly. Go ahead. Okay, so orchids should look kind of like this. We'll start over here to the left. I worked it out a little bit beforehand, but $34.95 times 0.075. Do all this multiplication. It was a little messy, but I ended up getting $2.62. It was this long decimal down here at the bottom. But I rounded it off, and $2.62 is essentially the tax on the orchid. So I'd put $2.62 of tax, and then we add that to the total right here. $34.95 plus $2.62 changes that subtotal to $37.57. $37.57. So try sunflowers too. I switched to that screen just a second ago, but try that $29.99 and see what you get, and see if you can finish out this table. But this is the basic way that you will solve for sales tax on items.